got this email on a Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. This was May 2nd, and they said I had the 3rd to the 5th to deliver my work to St. Lucia. Hey angels, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Charlie B. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So today I'm not giving you guys a tutorial or a get ready with me. As you can see, I'm already done up, but it's not about this today. I'm gonna give you guys a quick story time. I know I haven't posted for like 3 weeks now, and it's not that I've forgotten about you guys or I've been neglecting you guys. Life just got a little busy for me and I couldn't keep up at the time. But let's get into the story time and you guys can know all about it. So I was in St. Lucia back in March, and when I went down there, that's when they were kind of prepping for the jazz festival, and they had call for artists and all these different things. So I submitted my work in the call for artists, and when I was leaving St. Lucia in March, I kept telling everyone, I'll be back for jazz, I'll be back for jazz, I'll see you for jazz. Did I think I was going to be back for jazz? No, I didn't. But like all things, I always speak things into existence to end up manifesting it. So at the beginning of May, I got an email saying that my work was accepted and I would be a part of the Jazz and Arts Festival, the arts exhibition part, Art Square is what they called it, right? I got this email on a Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. This was May 2nd, and they said I had the 3rd to the 5th to deliver my work to St. Lucia. When I first got the email, I'm like, did they read my bio? Because my bio says that I live and work in Miami. So I was very confused by that. I went to sleep thinking about it. I'm like, dang, I really want to go. I don't want to miss this opportunity. This would be my first international exhibition and my first time showing in my home country. So I'm like, I really don't want to miss this opportunity. I went to look at tickets first thing the next morning, which was already the 3rd. I went to look at tickets, and I'm looking at tickets out of Miami. There's no straight flights out of Miami. All of them are connecting through Charlotte, and all of them are at least $1,200. So I'm like, it's not looking good for me. So before I sent a thank you for the opportunity, but I can't make it email, I kept looking. So I was like, I wonder what tickets out of New York looking like. I went, looked up flights through Delta, JetBlue. I finally saw a cheap one-way flight out of New York through JetBlue. But the problem was, how am I getting to New York? I started to like call around, not really call around, but I was actually speaking to one of my friends that day. We were texting, and I was telling him my dilemma, and he was like, oh, well, I'll book your flight to New York, but you just gotta worry about your flight to St. Lucia. And I'm like, that's no problem. That's no problem. Same day, this was all happening whilst I was at work, mind you. I'm looking for flights. I'm texting my mom. I'm texting my friend, just trying to figure it out. I called my dad. I'm like, I need to get to St. Lucia. I cannot miss this opportunity. So after all of this was going on, I'm like, okay, I finally found a flight to New York. I found a flight to get to St. Lucia. Now I need to worry about my flight getting back, because all of these flights were one way. A client walked in at the salon that I worked at, and she happened to work for American Airlines. So I'm like, okay, sweetie, what's good? So she was like, oh, I don't use my buddy passes, or I could just give you a discount because da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. Did she give me that discount? No, but you ain't gotta worry about it, because I still made it back to Miami, and I still got to go to St. Lucia and exhibit my work. So once she said that, I felt like it was a little bit of confirmation that everything will work out. I wasn't even really thinking about all the things that she said. I was like, okay, this is confirmation. I need to do what I gotta do. So my friend booked the flight for me to get to New York. I went to New York that same night. I left work at 4 o'clock that day. Had to go to my storage, prep my work, buy 2 tubes to carry my work because I can't carry my work in the frames. Got home maybe like 4:30. Between all of that, packed super fast. I was out this house by like 6:30 and on my way to the airport. It was a very hectic day. I did not eat until like I literally sat down at the airport that night, I should say. It was so hectic. My anxiety was like through the roof. I am a planner. I have never done anything this spontaneous where I'm like, okay, I'm getting up and I'm just going. No, when I'm going to St. Lucia or I'm traveling in general, I'm packed like a week in advance, 2 weeks in advance sometimes. I have a checklist. I have everything together. When I was packing and throwing all my stuff in the bag, at one point I'm like, wait a minute. I put clothes, I put my art, I put my toiletries. I ain't packed no panties. Luckily, I caught that before I left the house, so I threw a couple in there. And I mean, when I'm in St. Lucia, I stay at my grandmother's house anyway, and I have clothes there, but still, you know, you never have too much. And all my friends know I pack for every occasion. If anybody looked at my suitcase, they could tell I just threw things in there. I did not plan. I did not pack properly. I was not together. But I made it to St. Lucia, and I got to exhibit my work. So let's get into that part of it. Made it to St. Lucia the Thursday afternoon. Dropped off my work Friday afternoon. That was the 5th. That was the last day. Dropped off my work. Called where I had to drop it off at. I called them and I was like, hey, I dropped off my work. It's not mounted or anything. So if y'all need help installing, I could tell y'all how to install it, or I could come in and help. So when I called my main contact, she told me to call the people that were installing and setting up. So I called them, told them all of that. The guy that I spoke to, he was like, okay, the curator or installer is not here yet, or he wasn't there at the time, so he would give me a call back. Friday passed. Saturday passed. And I was like, okay, well, I never got a call back, so okay, they probably got a handle. I told them what to do, and they probably did it. Cool. Sunday, May 7th, the opening of the show, I come in to look for my work at the exhibition that they had, and there was no work. So Sunday rolls along. I go in to the exhibition space. I'm looking at all the work on the wall. And at the time, I was vlogging my like day-to-day. Like I was vlogging the whole experience from me getting to the airport and then getting to St. Lucia, everything. I was vlogging all of that. I'll put up a clip of that day, okay? But got to the exhibition space, looking around, walking through it, and I'm like, my work's not here.
I'm here and my work is not up. I am grateful for this opportunity, but to me it's been very disorganized. Installation seems to be a little off. I wish I could have helped a little bit more in installing and putting this together.
So then they were like, okay, maybe it's not here. Maybe it's in town hall. We could take you to town hall to see if your work is there. Go to town hall, look around. Still no work. So now I'm looking for someone to speak to. So when I did find someone, I'm like, hey, my work is not up. What's going on? They're like, oh, they're still installing. Now, on everything that they advertised, May 7th was the day that they were opening. Then they were like, it's a soft launch. It's not the real opening. They were opening the next day. So I'm like, okay, well, that could have been said. Like, y'all did not put that out. Y'all did not advertise that. Everything that has been advertised has been saying that the opening is the 7th. All of my people, everybody that I invited, I put out flyers. All of my family and friends back home. Sunday was a good day for them to come because nobody's working. So everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna come see the show. Sunday comes, my work isn't up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm frustrated. People making calls for me. My sister calling around, seeing what's up. My auntie Heidi calling around, like, what's going on? My uncle Darrell's calling around, like, y'all, what's happening? Where's work? What's going on? So that day, I just got people's numbers, and they said, like, oh, they'll give me a call. I exchanged numbers with people. They said, okay, they'll give me a call. So I'm like, okay, cool. I left lunch with my dad and my brother, and we just hung out. I kind of just forgot about it. I didn't let it stress me because everybody knows me, and I'm a crybaby. So at that moment, I did not cry, y'all. I didn't cry. It wasn't until later on where someone finally got in contact with the person in charge, and they said that my work wasn't put up because it wasn't mounted and that I made an unnecessary comment. I'm like, what did I say so much for y'all to feel like this? Like, I made an unnecessary statement, apparently. And I'm not sure what I said, except for the fact that there was lack of communication, which I did not lie about. Maybe it's my attitude, but I am a professional artist. This is not my first show. This is my first show back home. And with everything that I always do, I give so much to St. Lucia. Like, I never say I'm an American artist. I'm a St. Lucian artist. That's where I was born. Even though I was raised up here, I give everything back to my country. There's so much I want to do for my country within the arts. So it's like, to get there, and I'm like, damn, y'all just throwing me on the back burner. And luckily I had connections. If I didn't have connections, where would my work have been? Anyways, Ain't gonna get so much into that. So my work wasn't mounted. They told me that I could come pick up my work and then get it mounted. I could still be in the show. Cool. Once they told me that my work didn't get put up because it wasn't mounted, I was kind of like, but I called y'all, and first of all, this was a last minute thing. Like, y'all told me Tuesday. I made it here. Secondly, I called and said my work wasn't mounted. I asked y'all what I needed to do. Y'all told me y'all was gonna call me back. I never got a call back. So now I'm like, what's going on? Then when people finally did say what was going on, I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. By then I'm already crying because I made an unnecessary comment and y'all had 2 days to contact me and didn't. Why? But yeah, the next day, the Monday, I went to pick up my work, and even that was a hassle. The contact person was like, oh, you could come pick it up tomorrow. She spoke to me Sunday night. She was like, oh, you can come pick it up tomorrow. Next day, I'm calling her like, hey, I text her 7 in the morning. I'm like, good morning, very polite. What time can I pick up my work? I got nothing. Waited like 2 hours. Then I finally called like, hey, what time can I pick up my work? She was like, oh, I'm actually on my way to this location. I'll call you back when I get there. So I said, okay, cool. I waited. Then my uncle called me and he was like, hey, what's going on? Where's your work? Da, da, da. So I said, it's here, is what I've been told. But, you know, they said they were going to call me back. They never did. So he was like, okay, well, let's just go. So we went. We spoke to someone and we called that girl again. And she was like, oh, I told her to come pick up her work after 12. If you told me that, then I would have came to pick it up after 12. Mind you, I had 6 pieces that needed to be mounted and we needed to bring the work back by 5. So if I had picked up the work after 12, how would I have gotten all of that done by 5? We picked up the work early. Like, I want to say we picked up the work by like 10 o'clock and we got there literally at 5. Like, by the time we ran around, brainstormed to get the supplies, figure out what we needed to actually put up the work, it was already like 12. Mounting the work, doing everything we had to do. We ended up putting 2 pieces of canvas together because my work was too big to fit on one canvas to like just have it on something to hang. So we ended up putting 2 pieces of canvases together, and I'll also show you guys that. We ended up putting 2 pieces of canvases together and then mounting the work on top of that, which it was a perfect fix. Worked out great. But just having to do all of that took some time because mounting work is not like a 2-second thing. And my work these weren't even my larger works. So if I had to put my larger works in the show, they would have never made it because my larger works are like 45 by 60. These were half of that. These were 28 by 45. So it's like, how did y'all expect this to happen that quick with the time frame y'all gave me? But my God is good. He's very good. Everything worked out in the end. My Uncle Kumin helped me install it. Shout out to him because he also helped me mount the work. And honestly, without him helping me, I probably would have been in the corner somewhere crying because I was still crying that whole morning up until he called me and was like, what's going on? Let's get to it. Let's figure out how we're going to get this work in the show. So in the end, my work did get put up. We installed it ourselves, like I said. I ended up connecting with a lot of artists, meeting great people. So even though there was a lot of fight down for me to actually get to this point, and there were so many obstacles, unnecessary obstacles, just like the unnecessary statement I made. I was happy to actually get to finally be in the show. I got to meet some great artists, great people in general. I was at the exhibition basically every day because I had family and friends that wanted to stop by and see me. So I tried to be there as much as I could. I got to meet with some of the school kids and talk to them about my work, motivate some young artists, and that's all I wanted in the end. Like, I just want to be involved in my country. I want to give back. I love my home. I'm very prideful in my country, and anybody that has ever met me could tell you that. Like, when people ask me, oh, are you from here? Speaking of Florida, I'm like, kinda, but no. I live here. I've lived here all my life, so you could say I'm from here, but I'm not from here. I'm from the island of St. Lucia. So I always get back to my home. So like, to me, it was a little devastating seeing all the fight down like that I had to go through to get to that point of showing my work. But like every opportunity I get, I'm always grateful. I am very grateful for me even getting the opportunity. I'm really happy that I got to showcase my work. And would I do it again? Yes, I would. And this time, I'm going to have my team ready. It ain't going to be no fight now. We going to be ready. Everything's going to be together and ready. But yeah, and other than the visual arts exhibition that I partake in, I got to see Buju Banton live in concert. Which was, that was amazing. I feel like it was a spiritual experience. Buju is a great artist. Bungie and Fan also performed, and I feel like their performance was a little subpar. They didn't have the energy that I thought they would, but Buju, oh my gosh. I am so happy that I got to see that show. I am so happy. Even though I was cold the whole night and I pierced my tongue. Y'all can see. I pierced my tongue the afternoon before the Buju concert, so I could barely speak. I could barely eat. I had to just drink malt, and I drank a Guinness Smooth, and then I was doing research, and I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to drink this. So yeah, and that's another reason why I couldn't put out a video when I was in St. Lucia. My videos are normally in 4K, so it takes, like, if I have to put out a video on Sunday, I need to start uploading it by like Friday. And because of all the chaos, I didn't even have time to like fully edit the video that I had planned for you guys. And then when I did edit the video, I realized that I had to do a voiceover and I couldn't speak because my tongue was still swollen. And even when it wasn't swollen, I wasn't used to having the tongue ring in my mouth. So I kept like mispronouncing certain words. But it's been 2 weeks and I've downsized my tongue ring now, so now I feel comfortable and I can speak again properly this time. My sister was supposed to be doing my voiceover, and one of my friends was also going to do the voiceover for me, but I just didn't have time to like actually sit down and link with them to actually get it done. But I'm back. I never really left, but yeah, the videos are coming. Right now I'm in preparation for St. Lucia Carnival. We are about a month away, well, a month until I go home, and I'm really excited for that. So I have lots of things coming, try on hauls, more makeup videos. I had some try on hauls from like 2 years ago from when I stopped, and I was thinking about still posting them, but I don't think any of the products that I used in those hauls are even available anymore. But I have new stuff coming, so we're gonna get into those things. Yeah, but that's all. That was my experience. It's my little story time. It was a little rough start, but like I said, I appreciate the opportunity and I'll do it all again. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time, and like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. See you next time.